Hi, this is to show you my new gimbal and action camera. Been shot on an action camera and I'm going to have a go photographing this new building or videoing it. So I'll show you how all this lot works. First thing you do is put the receiver in the side of the gimbal. Make sure your camera is switched on. It doesn't control the gimbal, but it's easier when it's up there. I've got a remote, but I don't want to use it. And then you hold the button down for a couple of seconds on the gimbal. And I've just pressed it 3 times to turn the camera back over. Now it's upside down because I prefer to have my lens on the outside, so there's a gap here and I can reach my memory card in there and the controls. In this position you wouldn't want to shoot a selfie because it would take half of the gimbal in. And I'm just showing you what it does do and what it doesn't do. I'm pointing it straight at you, that camera there. I can control things. I don't know if you can see it. Watch the camera. So it's not totally thinking for itself. I can control it from here. I can also, in another mode, have it going from side to side, but that would be side to side if that was lying down. There is another mount hole there. They also take the fittings for the GoPro and the action cameras. Right, here we go. Now, I'm going to put the first section up, and then up she goes, full height. And then the second section. And then up it goes even further. Now this is for it might get a bit wobbly up there, but I've never tried this at full extension. You can see I'm holding it against my body down here. And then I'm going to try the remote at this distance, see if it alters the angle of the camera. Yes, it's going up. And I'm going to bring it right down so you can see me. Now we'll turn around towards the stables and I'll point the camera down a bit there, and then across there where there's a load of horses being shoed, the farrier's in, about 8 horses to be shoed over there, and lower it down. I'm playing with the remote while I'm lowering it, and now it's pointing at the little camera there. Now this is like a gigantic boom arm. Oh my goodness. And I'm going back up now, not the camera, the gimbal. And then swing it down and back up to the tree. Well, I think that's enough of a test. There's other settings. I'm going to go press it for a long second. And now it comes up and down and tries to stay locked on. You can see I'm moving it to the right and the camera is going to the left. I move it to the left and the camera goes to the right. And now I'm going to switch it off. Long press for 2 seconds. There, camera's dead up there. The gimbal's dead, sorry, not the camera. Now I'm lowering it all back down now. And you should still be watching me on this camera here. If this silly old fool remembered to switch it on. And that's basically it. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that one. Especially for Keith in America. Don't want to get wobbly pictures for you, Keith. Don't go away. There's video coming up so you can see it with me walking around instead of just up on a pole. I'm going over to where the farrier's doing a load of shoes. Long time no see. There. How are you? Alright. Is that your dog or the farrier's?
That's mine.
Is it?
I don't know how to.
It's worse than of them kids,
Oh,
isn't it?
It's been right miserable today with the farrier.
Oh, Rufus, what are they saying about you?
Miserable with that. But stop it! What's the matter with you?
He's doing it because he can.
Mm.
So they're like kids, aren't they?
Expensive children. Kids would probably be cheaper. No, they ain't too bad. They ain't too bad. Touch wood. Don't have any problems with them.
Oh,
Treat you
well,
well, don't we? Treat you well. Don't fuss
You got
around,
two?
that's why.
When did that happen?
Well, I was looking
I only
after
remember
him
you
over
having
there.
one there.
I was looking after him over there, and then I brought him here.
You softy.
I know.
After complaining
Well,
about
it's
this one.
Well, it's Ruth's friend. You know, when you say you're going to have something, you should keep it for life, really. And
His shoe's nice though, doesn't he? He's not sort of playing up.
no, it supplies for animals.
Yes.
It's irritating them. But, yeah, I don't have him shoes. He's got quite good feet, but he hasn't.
Ah, okay.
So I have him shoes. You have to swim in, don't you? Good lad. You held that one up this time. Makes a change.
He's a right softy, isn't he?
Getting better with it. Yeah. Don't like polos, you know.
No?
Fingers.
Oh yeah. Anything to eat. Rufus, what you like? Can you see your mum in the bag?
In the back.
Yeah.
Tall around these ones. You don't like them? They're weird. Never known a horse not to like. Look, check it out. You like that horse?
Isn't that funny?
Rufus?
Rufus will rip your hand off for one. Look at Rufus. Rufus.
Oh, I can't reach me.
Yeah.
Flat hand up.
Yeah.
He's pretty gentle anyhow.
See?
Just open his mouth really wide. The ants are
Oh, Rufus, it's your lucky day.
not mine.
You're getting spoiled.
If you don't like them, we're going to have to find a treat you like. I can keep them in the pocket.
You like your polo mints, don't you? Hey?
I don't know. Do anything for polo, what do you
Want another one? There you are.
You don't like them, no? It's quite sad.
It's like giving strawberries to donkeys. Hey, yep. Stop eating the wood. You've got polo mints. Why would you want to eat wood? Hey?
Yeah, but
It's your last one for... How old is he now?
18 will be. Yeah, it's 18.
He's in good nick, really, isn't he?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, darling.
I have no problems with them.
Yeah.
Kept his weight on well. He lost it a bit last
Yes.
winter, but
Oh, that's good.
kept his weight
That one's a right soft. Is that a stallion or a mare? I can't see. Yeah.
You're a boy, ain't you?
Okay.
I'm a boy. Two boys.
Okay.
Good friends you are. You ain't going, so don't panic.
Are you frightened that Rufus shoves off without you? I don't think he will.
No. I'll let you both run down the bottom now. I'll come and get you.
There.
Rufus!
What's this one called, Angie? Angela, sorry. Sorry?
Taylor.
Taylor?
I don't even know if that's its name. I just named it that.
Oh.
Bloke had got it off, was gave me the papers for it, but I think its name might actually be Tommy anyhow.
Alright, okay.
His lad seems to think its name's Tommy, but it comes when I shout it. I think they just come to the sound of your voice, don't they? So maybe you might bring food.
Spot in the ground again.
Yeah.
You are ruined. You are ruined. Yes, you are. Yeah, you're ruined, Rufus. Let me get it over the fence. That's it. There. Now that's it. They've all gone. All gone. That's me finished up here. Part 2 follows on. It's joined on to this one where I go walk about and show more effects of what happens with a gimbal on, or what doesn't happen. You can't see anything. So just bear with me, and we'll leave the farm in a second after I switch the gimbal off and it goes clunk. And here we are on Walkabout. Now I've got the gimbal with the action cam on top, and on the end of this selfie stick, which is closed up, so it's on the end of a stick about 16 inches long. I'm walking reasonably steady, slower than I would normally walk, but usually each step makes this bounce up and down, and now it's not doing, as you can see. I won't always be holding it very still. I shall try and make it wobble just to show you the effect. It actually doesn't do much. It stops everything from wobbling and shaking. You've got to bear in mind I'm shooting at 30 frames per second, so when I go around in a circle like that, I'm going a bit faster than the video can cope with, so you get blurring. And here's the gimbal light flashing at you and my fingers waving to you, and the little stick with the camera on top. You can see I've turned it right over and it's still pointing directly at the building there with the scaffolding. It's Sunday when I shot this, so there's nobody about at all. Now I'm walking faster now. I'm watching the back of the camera, the little viewing screen on the action camera, and I can see the difference I'm using the gimbal. It doesn't offer to jump or, well, it doesn't offer to do anything. I'm really very impressed with it. I used to use an FZ2000, which you know costs over £1,000, and even with the image stabilisation on in that, it wasn't as stable as this, nowhere near. This Feiyu WG wearable gimbal is pretty cool. Later on this second part of the video, I'm going into a shop cafe for a cup of coffee, and I'm going to set it up in there and make it go through all its little tricks with a remote control, round and round and over and up and down. And don't leave your deadline about, that notice says. It makes the place look untidy, or something like that. Now I'm starting to walk a bit faster. I'll probably not run fast. I'm over 70. I'm not going to run that fast, but I'll certainly get into a bit of a gallop further on. That's this silly old fool sticking his tongue out at you and speaking. But being as he's not wired up for sound, he just looks like he's talking to himself. Right, into the playing field. Now I'm jogging now. That's not speeding the camera up. I am jogging. Not so fast, but yes, I'm jogging. Just to show you the effect. It's still not too bad considering I'm jogging. I've just gone into a trap, into a cage. Some would say that's where I belong, but it's still open at one end, so I'm out of there. I'm out of breath as well, just about. Oh dear. So I'm going to end this here, and then I shall put the gimbal through all its paces when I'm sat down in the cafe having a cup of tea. I like that transition. I make it myself. It's quite good. I spotted it on NCIS on television, and I've copied it. Now here we are, sitting down, and I'm turning it around by remote control. And it does almost do, in fact it does 360, because you can join it. And that's me showing you the remote, of course. That's the joystick. Up, down. Now I've turned it the other way, so it's still up and down, but at least the right way now. And then you've got left and right. In a minute, well, there you go that way. So you can see that corner with this side of the coffee sign. And if I go right round the 360, there it is. So I can do a true 360 pan. Now that to me is brilliant. It really is. Not so much in 4K, because you're shooting at 30 frames per second. It's not going slow enough, but I could certainly go to 1080, sorry, and 60 to 120 frames per second on my action cam, and it would stop all that. Here comes another one of my little copied transitions. Oh, I love them. Just had a cup of tea. I'm reaching over, obviously, to move the little machine. What's he going to do now? Okay, that's the menu holder and a teapot. And he's using the remote, showing off again. Full 360. Yes, they know you can do 360 with it, sir. Do something else. That's it. Down the way. Up the way. Right up. You can go right over if you want. Make a brilliant transition. Everything's upside down the other side. Even you old fool. And there we are, back down again. So it's really quite accomplished. And it does such a lot. You've seen when I'm walking and I'm running, there's very little movement showing in the camera. I mean up and down and side to side and wiggling and shaking. I mentioned shaking in part 1 because my friend in Ohio in America is actually a movie producer, and he slates me rotten. He says my videos make him sick. I thought, well, they make me sick. But what he means is he doesn't like the shaking. Now, I haven't got any shaking. So, Keith, you're going to have to think of something else, mate. Love you, bud. Now I'm just playing. I'm being silly. Yes, you are. Yes. Now I shall switch it off and it'll just flop to one side dead. That's how it does. Clunk. It just does that. And then you can take your camera off and so on. So I would think that's about the end of it. Thanks for watching. That is the end, definitely. I know it is. It is.